holding session. I'm sure you all have been enjoying your learning so far. I would like, as much as we can, please engage, use the reactions, say something, raise your hand if you have something to say. Let's just be sure that we're engaged together. All right. Yeah, this is our second live session. And as we promised at the beginning of this cohort, we're supposed to have about 6 or 7 of this in the course of your learning so that we get to check how your learning has been. We get to monitor your progress and be sure that you're still on track. That's what tonight's session is about. The last live session we had was more of an introduction. So today basically is to take things a step further. Today we'll be discussing how to think like a data analyst. It's one thing to be a data analyst, it's another thing to actually think like a data analyst. We promised you at the beginning of the cohort that we're not just teaching you skills, we're also going to teach you and show you how to apply these skills in your everyday life. How to apply these skills on the job, like when you actually now have a role, how you apply these skills in going about your duties, when you have to relate with other teams within the organization you're employed to work with, how you think like a data analyst, how you ask business case questions, how you solve problems. That's what we'll be learning today. But before we go fully into it, I would like to hear from you all. I'd like to hear from, okay, we have two Daniels here. I'd like to hear from Daniel Adetolu, Daniel Precious, Ebera Chika, John Murray, Sandra Egoekwe, and Victor Abere. So in 1 minute, each one of you will just tell me what your learning process has been like. Short, straight to the point. Let's just hear you. So let's start with Daniel Adetolu. Please unmute and tell us how your learning experience has been. I hope Daniel Adetolu is with us. Adetolu Daniel, are you with us? Okay, if he's not available, let's move on to someone else. Daniel Precious, are you with us?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, hi Daniel
Can you hear
Precious.
me?
Please. Yes, I can hear you. Please tell us what your learning has been like in the last 2 weeks. In the last 4 weeks now. Just tell us how it has been for you.
Okay, I will say it has been, although at the beginning it was kind of a bit hard, but after our first live section and all the rest, it has been enjoyable, I will say, and pleasant, and kind of it is. I'm beginning to feel this competitive kind of learning pattern from the recorded classes we've been holding. Although I was having a little crashes on my system, but it's nothing.
Well, that's really good to hear, Daniel. Thank you for sharing your process. That's really nice. Good to know that you're getting better. And trust me, by the third live session, fourth, fifth, sixth, our guarantee to you stands. You'll become a competent data analyst. As long as you keep to your learning and as long as you follow through on all your hands-on session and your classes, be sure you do great. Thank you again for sharing. Okay, Ebera Chika, please share with us what has it been like for you in the last 4 weeks learning on the platform. Chika, are you with us? Okay, if Chika is not available, Gabriel, please let's hear you. Gabriel, please let's hear you. Ugwanyu Gabriel, if you can hear me, kindly unmute and share with us what your learning has been like.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay.
Sorry,
Good
I came a
evening,
bit late. Can you hear
Gabriel.
me?
Yes, please can hear you.
I'm sorry, I had to join some minutes after people started. So far so good. Though I've not been consistent because of other things I'm doing, but it has been going on well, especially the hands-on practical and it has really helped. So overall, is a positive move for me.
Okay, that's really good to know.
Can you hear me?
Thank you for sharing. Yes, yes, Gabriel, with you. Yeah, good to know that you're getting better. I mean, that's the plan. And we hope that in the coming weeks, you even get more efficient. Just keep at it and remain consistent as much as you can. You mentioned that you have other things going. So as much as you can, stay consistent and you'll get the best out of it. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Thank
So
you.
we'll move on to Victor. Victor Abebe, please share with us what has it been like in the last 4 weeks learning on the platform? Is Victor on this call, please? Hello, is Victor here? Okay, Victor is not available. Is John Murray on this call?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, John, let's hear you, please. How has
And
it been for you?
yeah, it has been amazing, understanding like practical application of what you would like questions you need to ask to give a proper analysis of a data, in business, both in business sense, practical application of questions you ask, both descriptive and um, descriptive analysis and basically the other type of analysis. So it has been good. It has been good so far.
Great, nice
Can you hear
hearing
me?
you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Feedback.
yeah, yeah. Understanding questions you need to ask to give proper analysis. So practical examples in business sense. So I've understood it. I've understood to an extent. So the problem I'm having is using this in SQL in analyzing and in making proper analysis. That's the problem I'm having.
Okay, John, sorry to cut you short.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry. Whatever questions you have, in few minutes now, we'll go into the question session and you get to ask all your questions. Your instructors are here. They'll answer your questions, all
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, John. So just stick around and pay attention to the session. Thank you for giving your feedback. Do we have anybody here I skipped? Adetolu Daniel, are you here now? Okay, still not available. Uh, Chika, is Chika available now? Did all these people join the session and go on to do something else? Yes, then. Okay, Mesoma, are you here?
Yes.
Hi, Mesoma. Good evening. Please share with us what your learning has been like in the past weeks. Mesoma, are you sure you heard me? Hi, Mesoma.
Good evening. I'm with you.
Okay, yes. So I'm saying, please share with us what it has been like learning on the platform the past weeks.
Okay. Has not been bad. No. I've not actually done like I'm still in module 2. Yeah. I'm still in module 2. I'm not yet through with all the modules. So I think it's good. It's good. I think the videos are well explanated, self-explanated. So it's not bad. It's good.
Okay. Thank you for that feedback. So right now we'll go into the session in full. while we hope that others join us along the way. I see some persons have joined now. I think I can still take one more person before we go into the session in full. Igwe Perfect Gift, can you hear me? Are you with us here? Perfect Gift.
Yes, I am. I'm here. I'm with you.
Okay, good evening. Please kindly share with us what it has been like learning this past weeks on the platform.
Okay.
Please
Good
share your
evening,
learning
everyone.
journey with us. Yes, thank you. Good
All
evening.
right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Igwe Perfect Gift. Yeah, my learning so far, well, it has not been that easy though, but I'm enjoying the process. Sometimes it gets, I get confused, but along the way, just to be persistent along the way. Sometimes I do external research, then come back. But it's not easy actually, but I'm enjoying the process. That's all I could say. I'm enjoying the process. It's going well. Thank you.
All right, thank you for giving us your feedback. Good to know you're enjoying the process, and better still lies ahead. This is still your first course, and I think you guys should like be halfway through your first course. There's still another course in the full stack program. For those in this full stack program, you still get to learn Power BI. So there's still a lot to unpack. Just keep at it, and like you said, enjoy the process. That's the beauty of it. Okay, thank you very much, Perfect Gift. Benita, are you with us? Benita, amen. Are you with us? Is Benita on this call?
Yes, I am. Good
Hi,
evening,
Benita. Good
everybody.
evening
Good
and welcome.
evening.
Please share with us what it has been
Thank you
like
very
learning for.
much. Um, so far it's been good. It's been good. I've been understanding everything. Just the only time I get to have a little challenge is because I try to want to understand the queries first before like during the hands-on, I tend to pause, try to understand the query by myself first. So maybe I try, do my own, and then check the hands-on to see what you people did. And basically, that's just it for now. And I know moving forward, it will just keep getting better. Yeah.
That's a very good way to see. Thank you for sharing, Benita. We hope that it gets better at your
Yeah.
end.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's it. Every other person on this call seems to have other things they are engaged in because not speaking. Chika, can you hear me? I see you about to mute. Ebera Chika, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Here.
Hi, Chika. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, please kindly share with us what has it been like this past week's learning? What has it been like for you?
It's past week. Risha, I took a break because of work and but so far so good. Learning has been an awesome journey. Understand? Yeah. The how will I put it? The way the learning is being packaged, it's something to reckon with. Because I could remember my first SQL class. I think the only thing I remember from that class is select. Any other thing is any other thing in that class is bye bye. But with this one now, his classes, I think this is the first time I'm taking an online course, and I'm particularly like taking notes. Like I have my notes for all the classes, for all the sections I've gone through on this full stack program. So, and with those notes, I normally like visit it time to time, so at least to keep my brain refreshed. Because most times you might not always have that time to go back to your system to start watching from beginning. But with the notes, at least I have my records. So mm, that's just it.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Chika.
You're welcome.
So it gets better. It gets better as we move on. So as much as you can, just keep making room for your learnings as much as you can, and don't worry, you'll enjoy it. That's a guarantee for you. You'll enjoy it. Thank you very much again. And right
You're
about
welcome.
now, we'll go straight into the live session so that you get to listen to the instructors and ask questions that you might have. I know some of you might have questions. Oh, I was trying to learn this and I did not understand this. There's this concept I want to understand better. That's what we promised you. That every concept you find difficult to be simplified. So sit tight and please pay attention. I'm seeing more than the numbers I called, but seem to have other things going. Some people are here, but not really here. So please, if you're on the call, you will do yourself a lot of disservice if you're still busy with a lot of things. Might as it's just as good as not being present. So please, if you're here, pay attention and follow through. Okay. I would hand over now to the instructors, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you all so much, and please pay attention again. Right now, we would call our lead instructor at Data It Academy to take it up from here. Good evening and welcome, sir. Please let's appreciate him.
Okay, good evening all. I hope you can hear me and you can see me as well.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you so much for the intro, and thank you everyone for making our time to come here today. It's such a good thing, and I find it as a privilege to be here today with you guys. It's not easy, right? But you guys made our time to be here. I listened to all the things that you've said about the program. I'm taking note of everything. The promise we're making you is whatever the challenge is, just let us know. You can post on the group, I will respond. You can DM me, I will respond. Right. So welcome today. So we're going to deal on an important topic, how to think like a data analyst. It's going to be an interactive session. And I'm also here with my colleague as well, Emmanuel Ifanye Ezioha. So he's also a data analyst. So we'll be working, you'll see more of him when you enter Power BI track because he's a business intelligence expert. So you'll see more of him. He will respond more to your queries or questions inside the group. So that is the side he handles very well. All right. So today is going to be interactive. It's not just me talking because we would like you to just know that being a data analyst is far more than just writing the SQL query, Python query, or doing all those technical things on your Power BI. There is more to it. So an opening question just to warm things up is which I would like somebody to respond to, or one or two persons to respond to, is when you hear data analyst, do you think about a tool or a business problem? So you can unmute, anybody can unmute, and let's go from here.
Okay. Good evening, instructor.
Yeah, good evening, boss.
All right. You asked when we hear data analyst.
Yes.
What comes to our mind? To me, a lot of things though, but I would say program. I see it, except now that I'm now into it, but I see it as one big something like that. Why it's all is program to me. It's a program to me, not just a tool, but a program.
Okay, a program. Can you try to get into it more detail? What do you mean by program?
Okay. Let me put it this way. I hope that I'll be able to explain it.
Okay.
Like it being a, to me saying it being a, I don't mean that like it is a program, but like I do envisage it as a program based on like it's like being something that one has to calm down and sit down and deal with. It's not just like ordinary tool like that.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sort of processes of things.
Yes, it has procedures. It's not just what you
Okay.
just stand up and just enter into. You have to calm down and deal with it.
Okay. I think I like your answer and the way you broke it down. Yeah. I like it. Thank you. So any other person with when you hear data analysis, do you see it as use of a tool or solving a business problem? Does any other person have an idea? Please unmute this interactive section, please.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, yeah, we can hear
Good evening,
you.
boss.
Yeah, good evening. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
For me, it's more of a business problem,
Okay.
solving business problem, because it entails gathering raw data,
Okay.
interpreting it, then using those data to solve a business-oriented problem.
Okay.
So for me, it's more of a business problem solving. How will I put it? Embodiment. Like, let's say, for instance, now you want to open up a manufacturing company. Let's say you want to manufacture the manufacturing. Let me say granite oil.
Okay.
For you to be able to do that, you have to gather data to know this area I want to put up this structure. How many people consumes that? Will I be able to the raw material? Will it be accessible within this range? The workforce I need, the people that will send it to, that is the retailers and the number of consumers. You have to gather all this data, analyze it, and come up with a tangible result to know whether it's something you can put here or look for another place that will be favorable. So it's more like problem solving stuff.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you for that explanation that you gave. I like it. Right. Thank you for that response. All right. Benita, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think for me, I'd see it as a business problem more than I would see it as a tool because SQL, Excel, Power BI, all of those we are learning are the tools. But data analytics in itself, it's for me a business problem. So I think I'll just go with what the last person said. So I will not have to start repeating everything he has said. So for me, it's a business problem.
All right. Thank you for that response.
Yes.
Thank you. I think Victor, you're having sound issues. All right. Thank you, Benita, for that response. Thank you so much. Divine, your hand is up.
Good evening, everyone. Good
Yeah,
evening,
good
my.
evening. Welcome.
To me, it's a problem-solving program because just like as a medium whereby you use the information or data from a company to
Okay.
enable them some information they use to solve problem. Also, to know how effective their products or their goods or even their retailers, to know if they are satisfying the wants and needs of the retailers. So that's from my own end.
All right. Thank you for that response. Thank you. Divine. All right. Many of you gave very fantastic response, and I'm happy that you're already seeing data analysis as something far beyond just writing code, right? So it's going to make this session flow very well. All right. So I'm going to go ahead to start off from here, and then we continue. All right, a data analyst is more than a tool user. All right, let me start from sharing my own experience. Before I transitioned into database development, I was a customer analytics manager. So, which my role is basically to give senior management and top executives customer intelligence. Which customer is doing well, which one is lagging behind, which one is doing, which one is placing orders, which one is having challenges, which one we need to reach out to, which one to activate, which should we target in our next marketing campaign, right? So, as a data analyst, at that point, that time I was not in the senior management team, and there were things that only senior management, if you go to any company, there are things that only top executives know about the company, that anybody beyond top executive does not have access to, or you can't know it, right? But as a data analyst, as somebody who have access to the data, me personally, I know them, right? You see the company heading in maybe, for instance, if the company is going to Yaba to do some marketing campaigns, well, to me, I know why, because I analyzed the data, did the presentation, right, and made the recommendation. Though the decision is not mine to go and do some campaigns in Yaba, right? So, as a data analyst, you are basically from onset a top executive, not official, right? But you know what top executives know about the business, because basically you have access to the database and you are seeing everything that's happening in the business, how the business is doing, how much the company is making, how much profits, which customer is giving the business money, right? So as a data analyst, is what you are known for, right? Is it's not just about the tool you use, SQL, Python, no, or Power BI. So you are basically the eye of the company, and you become the eye of the company by asking relevant questions to top executives. And as a data analyst, also, before you get into the industry or before you get a role that exposes you to all this, you have a direct access to top executive, the CEOs, the CTOs, right? Because those are the people that you are doing analysis for, and those are the people that you are giving your report and dashboard. So, and many of those people, they don't know what is SQL. Some of them know, right? But they don't. That is not what the problem is. The problem is, have you answered my question, or have you asked me the right question that guided the analysis, right? So they don't care about the tools you use. So your daily job is far beyond writing SQL query. So we are going to find out why and how. All right, knowing a tool, but the tool does not decide whether your answer is useful, right? So look at the tool user and the analytical thinker, right? A tool user follow instruction, create charts, copy formulas or code, reports, numbers, focuses on completing tasks. Then an analytical thinker hiring you, for instance, I've had the opportunity to hire few persons in my experience so far in the industry. I have met people that are highly technical. What I mean by highly technical is that every bit of SQL syntax functions, they know it, right? But the issue is they don't understand business, context, application of all those things that they know. And I can't hire somebody like that, right? And I'm just telling you how a typical recruiter out there think about your skill. Yeah, you may be good with all those technical stuff and you may impress him with your query, right? But the way you communicate back your analysis determines how the person think about you in terms of problem solving. Then an analytical thinker understands the problem. Let me pick this. So an analytical thinker understands the problem, questions assumption, chooses the right method, interprets the result, connects findings to decisions. So what this means is, first of all, sometimes we are so much interested in writing SQL code that we lose sight of the problem, right? And yes, it's normal if you are starting out newly, it's normal, right? So, but the issue with it is that if you're not connecting that query you're writing to a goal, what do you want to achieve? Do you just want to write the query, get an answer, an output, whether it's correct or not, right? So that's the difference. Then questions, assumptions. Sometimes a business can come to you with a problem. Even the top executive that you think that they know everything, they understand everything about the business, they might come to you with a problem. But at the end of the day, you find out that they don't even understand what is the problem with the business, right? So they tell you that something is going on, right? But during your analysis, you find out that it's not really what they say that is the problem. You understand? So you are now faced with countering, not really countering, right? You will first of all validate that, okay, you see it from their own perspective, and then you will give your own answer to the problem that is not exactly what they think it is. That is questioning assumptions, right? So, for instance, one interview tip that many of you may find useful is during an interview, you're not obliged to agree with everything that the recruiter is talking about, right? Your ability to challenge certain points that they're making, we tell them whether you can guide their decisions. Do you get? Sometimes we think that saying yes, oh yes, yeah, yes is what makes them hire us. No, many of the times it's actually, and they do it intentionally. I'm telling you based on my own experience, hiring people. Do you get? Sometimes you put out assumptions that are wrong, and you expect somebody you're interviewing to counter it, and the person don't counter them. The person will think, okay, yeah, the interview went well, and it was all yes, we were all just, everything went well. But wait until the call ends, you see maybe after 1 week, you receive a rejection or something. Do you get? Even though in your own perspective, the interview went well. So you must question assumptions. You must troubleshoot and find out which assumption is wrong and which is right. Then you choose method. So if they bring a problem to you, what analysis method are you going to apply? Is it diagnostics? Is it descriptive? Is it prescriptive? Is it predictive? Maybe you want to predict what is going to happen next. Then interpret the result and then connect findings to decision. So your only job is not just to write code. You must interpret it too. Because you understand the problem, you would have to interpret it and then give recommendation. That is connecting findings to decisions, right? Give recommendation based on your findings. So the key thing here is tools execute, but analysts think. So many of the times when you see a problem, I know many of you are almost in the projects aspect, capstone project in SQL in the full stack program. So when you are faced with a problem, first of all, your first approach should not be to jump into SQL Server and start writing your query, right? You must take your time, think about it, try to understand the issue you are trying to solve at that instant in time, right? Before you go ahead. So in that capstone project, even in the capstone project, I think I added a lot of infographics and tips on how to approach each of the questions. Once you get there, you see them. So, and those tips are business related tips that you can use to think about the context surrounding the capstone project. So we are moving forward to the next. So start with the business problem. So why somebody is going to hire you is because you know how to solve a business problem, not because you know how to write SQL query. A lot of people know how to write SQL query actually. Right. So a lot of people knows that. So analysis should not begin by opening Excel, SQL, Power BI, or Python. It begins with decision the business needs to make. So we're going to use a case study to see an approach, a typical approach of a way you could attempt to solve a business problem. So up till now, is there any inputs or any question before we take on this scenario? You can unmute, please. Define your hand is still up. You have any question? Hi, Divine. You're muted. You can unmute, please, if you're talking. Am I still audible, please? Okay, Divine is typing. All right.
Terminator's here.
Okay. All right. So any questions so far before we go too far ahead?
I am you.
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, Benita. All right. So we're going to take this sample case study to actually know what a typical approach of a data analyst is to solving a business problem. Okay, so look at this. We are still working with the same context we used in the program, which is working with FMCG company, right? So imagine that a distributor reports declining sales, delayed deliveries, and stock shortages across selected regions. Then the analyst job is not to make a dashboard first. That is not the job. That is not the first job, right? The job is to clarify the problem the dashboard may need to solve. First of all, as an analyst in the company, you are the person that asks the most question, and that is the truth. You are the person that asks the most question. In fact, if you don't ask too many questions, right, they will not see you as a good analyst. You must ask questions based on the data, based on the business problem. If it requires, for instance, there are some analysis that they will bring to you, and you may not have all the information needed, and it's only the CEO that can give you that information. It's your right as a data analyst to suspend. Somebody is not muted. Okay, thank you. So it's your right as a data analyst to suspend that analysis, to wait until the CEO gives you the information that you need, right? You must ask questions. They should know you with questions, right? You must ask questions. So in this scenario, what are the typical approach you could take, right? So the problem is, the real problem is actually what exactly is happening, right? And not exactly the assumption that the distributor gave you. What are the assumptions that the distributor gave you, right? He said that sales is declining, right? Delayed deliveries, dispatch is being delayed, stock shortages across selected region. Okay, you've taken his assumption that this is the problem, but you're not going to take it hook, line, and sinker, right? So you are going to still question and ask deeper question that will help you to understand what the issue is. All right. So the problem is what exactly is happening. Then the stakeholder is who needs the answer. Who need the answer is the distributor that is complaining, that needs your help. Then the decision is what must management decide. So if you're making an analysis, you must have in mind, okay, with this my result and analysis output or report, what should management do with this, right? What decision should they make? And then the outcome, what result matter? Okay, if he complained that sales is declining, but he doesn't know the root cause of why sales is declining. It's now your duty to find out why that sales is declining. What he's saying is sales is declining, and what he knows is what gives him money. It's sales that give him money, right? He doesn't care what is causing the sales decline, but he wants to solve that problem. So now it's left for you to find out what the problem is, right? So every number should answer a business question. So we're going to dive deeper into this to see how this progresses. Okay, let's see how we're going to break down this problem now. So turn business problems into analytical questions. Okay, so let's take it step by step. These are sample questions you could ask. Sales are going down. Fine, no problem. We can solve it. Please confirm that you're still following me and you can still hear me. All right, thank you.
I can hear you.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. So let's break it down now. Sales are going down. This is what they told you as the analyst. You say, okay, no problem. I'm going to handle it. Now, the first habit as a good analyst who knows what he's doing is you're not going to accept the first problem statement as the full problem. You get it? On the surface, the distributor told you that the sales is declining, deliveries are delayed, and there are stock shortages. No problem, no problem. I understand you. You take it, right? But you're not going to accept it as the full problem. Because inside the data might say something different. Take it down and then start asking questions. What are the kind of questions you could ask? There's the one we call when. Okay, you ask this kind of question. When did the decline begin? Okay, who should answer this question? You need to identify who should answer this. Is the distributor that complained to you? Or maybe it started 2 months ago. Okay, you take note. Then you could ask again, what? Which product are declining? You're getting to the root of the matter. He could tell you that, okay, maybe power oil, spaghetti, or noodle brand is declining. You're like, okay, that is not all. Now you could ask which region are most affected. Okay, if power is going down, where do you notice it happen frequently? Maybe in Lagos, in Kano, in Abuja. Okay, maybe the distributor should be able to tell you that answer, or you get the answer from the data. Then you could ask again, because you understand the business context, because this distributor has agents outside there who are doing the business for him. You could ask again, are some reps underperforming? What this means is, based on the business context we are working with, you understand that this business works with agents, right? And these agents, they are responsible for going out in the field to make sales. Now we have to check as well, are there agents that are not performing or doing their duties? Or, each agent has product brand that they sell for the distributor. It could be that the agent in charge of this product is not going to market, or he's not doing his job, or he's not making customer outreach, right? So you could get an answer. Maybe since you know that maybe noodles brand is going down, okay, which agent is responsible for this noodles brand at that particular region that the customer has told you? Okay, then you could ask, is it stock, returns, pricing, or seasonality? All right, so this question is where you're going to dig in deep to understand why it is going down. Every question here is relevant and it gives you a clue on what is going on, right? You could say, is this stock? Okay, maybe that region is going out of stock, or maybe there is a security issue that is stopping some restocking and logistics and supplies to that region. It could be, no problem. Or are there returns? Maybe there are damages to the goods or products in that region that made customers to buy and then return the goods and get a refund, right? Or is it pricing? It could be that the business changed the product price, or maybe the purchasing power of the population reduced, right? So this could be, or is this seasonality? Okay, you know, there are product that sells more during Christmas, there are product that sells more during New Year, the product that sells more during Easter, right? Could it be caused by seasonality effects? So all these are the questions you are asking as you're making analysis, right? So as you can see, this is where we are from a simple question that sales are going down. How many questions have we asked? About 6 of them. Then again, which decision will this support? Okay, if it's a seasonality issue, for instance, maybe the sales is dropping because it's maybe during cold weathers, ice cream does not sell well, right? So, and then you could say, okay, during cold weathers, we'll limit our supplies to that region and move it to another region where we have a better chance of selling, right? So seasonality affects sales and affects product performance as well, right? So if it is agent, maybe in your analysis, you find out that an agent is not performing his duty, you dig deep into the agent activity. Maybe if the company has an agent app where the agent reports their activities, or where you can track agent activity, you can dig deep into that data and understand this agent activity. Is he coming to work? Is he logging into the application? How many customers he has visited in the past 1 week? How many customers he visited in the past 1 month? So all these your findings could help the distributor to understand whether to fire the agent or to caution the agent, right? So, in fact, being a data analyst is you know how to generate questions, to ask questions, and investigate. You are the CIA of businesses as a data analyst, because you ask good questions and hard questions. There are questions that you ask and even the management may not be able to answer you immediately, right? So the question you ask and it involves sensitive information about the company, and the management might even hesitate, but they don't have any option. That is what they actually hired you for, right? To ask those questions. So this is how we break down a simple sales are going down. So now you're not just going with the distributor assumption. Sales is going down. Okay, this distributor does not know that an agent is not coming to work. An agent is not making the outreach he's supposed to make. So, and then you find out and make your reporting. All right, so let's go to the next. And again, look at this simple statement here. Weak questions produce weak analysis. I don't know if any of you might need this slide. If you guys need it, I can also share it in the community. So weak questions produce weak analysis. Questions you ask as a data analyst must be okay. Thank you. The questions I will share it in the community. The questions you ask must be a strong question. When I mean strong, sometimes certain questions you ask, so people will start suspecting you, right? That maybe this guy want to do something that is suspicious, but they hired you to ask them questions and do the analysis for them and solve their problem, right? So don't water down your question because you feel it's sensitive, and don't feel that you're asking too many questions. No, as a data analyst, they hired you to ask the question, and you shouldn't be afraid to approach people. Sometimes, top executives, how they do, and before you have access to some of them, it seems like you would have to go and fill a form, right? But it's not for you. You have direct access to them because you're handling his data. You have the right to go to his office and ask him. If he's not available to give you the answer, he can give it to you later. But you let him know that the answer that is pending from him is keeping you waiting in your analysis. You get? So I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, the thinking framework. The thinking framework. Let's see how again you can break down your analysis as well. So you can use this. Number one, when you are faced, like we did, we see how this framework actually summarizes everything. When you're faced with a question, they have asked you, sales are declining. First of all, your first goal is to clarify what exactly is the business problem, right? You need to understand the context. Then the next one is to question. This is where you ask a lot of questions. In fact, you ask and ask and ask. Never get tired of asking. There's no question that from a data analyst that is stupid. None. Every question from a data analyst is useful. Because if you make the wrong analysis and you give the wrong recommendation, the company will collapse. They will go bankrupt and they will blame you. Right? So you are entitled to ask questions. Now, the third thing you have to do is to find the data. That is test stage. What information is needed? Okay, sales is down. Agent is not reporting to work. What data would you need to solve this problem? Okay, you need the agent data. You need the sales activities of that agent. You need the location of that agent, and all these are in the database. You get for you to conduct this analysis, right? So the fourth one is after you get the data. Now, is the data reliable? This is very, very important. Sometimes data you have may not be reliable, and it may not represent the business operations data. For instance, sometimes you may need data from the sales team and you don't have access to it. And somebody will now come and tell you, since sales team is not available now, use the available data that you have. Don't do that. Right? So it's going to one, reduce the quality of your work. Two, is going to reduce your professional output. Right? So you must be sure that this data is relevant to the analysis. Then after you confirm that it is reliable, now you can analyze data. What patterns appear? What patterns? Okay, you've seen that. Okay, they have told you that the sales is down. Sales are down. You have the sales data. Now you begin to dig in. It could be seasonality issue. It could be stock supply. It could be maybe an agent is not actually going to sell those products. So these are patterns you can notice. If, for instance, in January, the sales peaked, then in April, it went down. And then you observed it happened over a long period of time, over 2 years. Okay, you could have a clue that if it's peaking in January, it means that something must be happening at that region where the issue is happening. And then you find out more. What is happening in January that makes sales to peak and then drop by April, right? So these are some patterns you could notice. Then after that, after your analysis, after you notice those patterns, you validate it. Can the result be trusted? Because noticing the pattern is not the full gist. The full gist is, okay, you've seen the pattern. It peaks in January. You can now ask follow-up question. What is the atmosphere like in January in this region? Right. Then you can get some insight to back up your findings or and the pattern you noticed. Then the next one is to interpret. Now you've seen pattern in January. You're going to interpret it based on the pattern and then based on the follow-up question you asked to back up your pattern. For instance, it peaks in January. It means that there are products that peaks in January, and those products, January school opens, all those school items and children items, it peaks in January, right? So you can back up your claim that yes, I noticed that sales peaked in January, and further analysis and investigation showed that during January in this region that schools opened and there is high demand in school items that help children to go to school and do their studies, right? And then you can maybe advise the business focus on supplying this product in this place by January and focus less effort in supplying by April, right? So that is an interpretation. Then with the recommendation as well, after interpreting, you recommend, because you cannot find a problem and you don't give a solution, right? So then you communicate it. After your recommendation, you can then go ahead to communicate and present your findings. And many of the times is with top executives that you make this presentation, because they are the ones that need to understand exactly what the issue is. And then they are the ones that make the decision for the company, not you as the journalist. What your job is to see the problem, identify it, interpret it, and present it to them. They can now do whatever they want with it, and you've done your job, right? So, is there any question so far based on what I explained in this framework? Any question or any opinion? Anything?
Sorry,
I want.
I didn't understand. Hello.
Yes, I'm with you,
Yeah,
Gabriel.
the first three is not really. I didn't grab it.
Okay, the first three.
Clarity, question, data.
Okay. Um, for instance, use the case study that we used earlier. A distributor came to you and said sales is down. You would have to exactly understand whether it's just sales or is this something else that is causing the problem, or is there some other ripple effects. You need to understand it, right? First of all, okay, I've told you sales is down, and the problem is sales is down. Do you understand the context that the business is coming from? Do you get? And then after you clear, after you get the issue, okay, they report the problem to you, and now you understand they're having issues with deliveries, they're having issues with stocking, right? Okay, you understand that, right? Then the next thing is to ask follow-up questions. What might explain it? Okay, they said delivery down. What could explain why delivery down? It could be that your delivery guys are not doing their job. Do you get? Hi, Gabriel, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, so it could be that the delivery guys are not doing their job. You give them something to go and deliver, they'll carry that in, and they do it a lot in Lagos. You give somebody something, maybe you use boat to order a rider to bring something to you in the morning, no, but you see this guy in the night. So he will pick your item, use it around the whole Lagos, then come to you in the night. Do you get? So it could be, do you understand? And then once you understand what might explain it, right, then you will now find the data where that explanation is housed. Okay, you'll find, okay, you are making an assumption, right? That assumption is Okay, it could be the bike man. Now, where can I see the bike man information and all his activities? It's inside the data now, right? Gabriel, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, so now this is how you move from the question now to identify the data where you can find more clues on what is going on. Do you get? Is it clear now?
Yes, I understood it now. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. All right, so analysis is a repeatable thinking process here. So any analysis that you do, you should be able to repeat it across all your analysis. In fact, me personally, I have a template on how I approach issues, right? And I'm used to that template, and it's the template that I just outlined here. So once you give me a problem, you may think I will start jumping around and start solving it immediately. No, you give me a problem and I will follow you. I will ask you a question. Plenty ones, so plenty questions. So these are the frameworks that you can use to solve a typical problem. So think in causes, not in symptoms. Yeah, like we explained earlier. The symptoms is that sales are down. This sales is down, and deliveries are slow, and they stock out. They are symptoms. They are not the root causes. Do you get? So the root causes now is what is behind why sales is down. So this is why you think in causes, not in symptoms, right? So for instance, this symptom here, sales decline by 20%. This is a symptom, not the cause. Now you can now dig deep. Could it be because there are stock shortages? Could it be because returns increased? Maybe there are damages in the goods. Could it be because there are price changes? Could it be because there are delivery delays? Right, these are causes. Could it be because low sales rep activities? Could it be because there's data quality issue, and maybe for instance, let me explain. In data, right, there could be quality issues that could distort the final reporting, right? Maybe the sales report is not complete. What agents are reporting daily in the sales is not what the company is getting, right? You could detect that in the data as well. So these are causes. But the symptom is that 20% of the time there is sales decline. So you can now maybe make your hypothesis thinking, what are the possible explanation and what evidence would confirm or reject each one. The distributor could come to you and say, sales is down in this region, and I suspect that this agent is not doing his work. That is hypothesis. It's not the real fact. The real fact is confirmed by you when you dig into the data. It could be that there are stock shortages, because obviously it's not agent that stock up your major businesses, right? So it could be that there are data quality issues, which is not problem with the agent. You could, at the end of the day, you find out that it's outside the agent, but the business owner is pointing at the agent that this guy, I suspect that he's not doing his job. So you have to reject his own hypothesis based on the facts you see represented in the data, right? So analysts investigate before they conclude, right? So do not assume the first explanation is correct. The first explanation is that the agent is the one sabotaging the business, right? So you're not going to reject it outrightly if you don't have an evidence that this is not true. You get? So many of the times you will deal with hypothesis testing, checking of facts, and confirmation and validation of information. Right. So this is how you think in causes, not just in symptoms. All right. So the next one is from data to insights. An insight explains why a number matters and what the business should consider doing next. So, like I said earlier, if you're a data analyst in any company, you're basically the one that is telling the business what is happening. Nobody in the company knows the business operation as much as you do, because you're seeing the marketing data, you're seeing the sales data, you're seeing the agent data, and you dig deep and you understand what is going on there. So from that raw data you have, you provide the insight to get. So for instance, an insight for this particular problem that we've been talking about is most decline came from 2 high volume products with repeated stock shortages. So there could be a product that a particular region that is selling well in a particular region, but there is constant shortage of stock of that product in that region. Sales is going to go down normally, right? So that could be an insight. Now, the recommendation is review replenishment levels and distributor stock planning. Right? You could use some automated solutions. There are online solutions that you can use to track inventory, right, and manage your inventory and know when you're about to go out of stock, your stock levels. In fact, the software or the solution could be that you as a data analyst, you find out that this is stock shortages. You said, okay, you've told him that you find out from the data that this is stock shortages. What should he do? You will have to replenish, review the replenishing levels and distributor stock planning. You can suggest for him, okay, since you're not always aware of the product number that is still remaining or that is still in stock, you can use this app to track your inventory levels at each point in the day or in the week, right? So you see that your job is not just to do some analysis. Your job is also to make recommendations. Sometimes your recommendation, the business take it. Most times, that is the truth. Most times, the business take your recommendation. Only a few cases they will adjust it and modify the recommendation. But your job is not just to do analysis of data and dig into data. You must be able to give recommendation, and your recommendation is going to come because in fact, everything that you're going to do as a data analyst, the analysis itself is guided by the business context. Because if you don't understand the business problem, you can't do an analysis. So everything is connected together. You cannot do away with one and do the other well. No. If you don't have proper business understanding, you're not going to do any good analysis. You can't make any good insights and you can't make any good recommendation. So all of them are connected. You can't take away one in the at the expense of the other. So the number is not the destination. The decision is the destination. Remember that every reporting you're making is headed towards a decision for the business. So you must be extremely careful, very, very careful. You could give a recommendation tomorrow morning and you get fired. Yes, because companies don't play with data analysts. I'm telling you, they don't joke with them because you are the one reporting to them what is going on. And if they find out that the data you use to guide them, or the report, or the insight you use to guide them is wrong, and it's making the business lose money, the way they will fire you, they won't even give you any notice. So that is how powerful and sensitive the role of a data analyst is. Okay, so all right, so validate before you conclude. Just like we discussed earlier, you must validate. So the validation check you could have is the data complete, duplicates, presence, dates, categories consistent, where calculations applied correctly, can the analysis be reproduced? This is your validation before you make your report, your insight, and then the recommendation. Now, there are ways you can use AI to work, right? So if you're not using AI at this time, right, then you are behind. So you must use AI. Everybody is using AI. That is the fact. I use it, right? But AI must not think for you. What do I mean? Okay, let's see it from this AI supported work flow. So first is understand. Do I understand the output? If you use AI to generate a code or query, if you don't understand it, there's no way you're going to make correction on that code if it is wrong. And many of the times, the code that AI gives you is wrong. That is the truth. So if you don't understand what actually you want to achieve, and you go and ask AI, ChatGPT, to generate the code for you, at the end of the day, you may not be able to tell whether it's wrong or correct. Right? So you must understand the core concept of what you want to achieve first before you ask AI to assist you to achieve it. In fact, since AI came out, my productivity level has been on the rise, because if you understand the foundation of what you're doing, it's easier to ask AI to assist you, right? And you give proper prompting. There's this PDF on how to prompt AI properly that I'm going to share with you guys. It's going to teach you on how to send messages to ChatGPT, prompt it for it to give you a proper response. Right? If you give it a lazy response, it's going to give you. I mean, if you give it a lazy prompt, it's going to give you a lazy prompt a response as well. Right? All right. So, please confirm you are still following me. Sorry for the interruption.
Yes, we are.
Yes. Now, simple.
All right. Thank you. All right. So if you give AI anyhow prompt, it's going to give you anyhow answer. Is garbage in and garbage out. If you give it quality prompt, it's going to give you quality response. Right. So I'm going to share that with you guys as well. The next one is, can I confirm the logic? Okay, it has given you the answer, the output. Now the next question is, can I confirm it? Is it following the right logic as you instructed it? Then you test it. Does it work with my data? What AI gave you, is it in accordance with my data? All right, now you compare. Does another method agree? Many of the times, what you're giving AI could be maybe a debugging error in your code, and then you give it to AI. AI might give you another method that helps you to solve the problem. But it does not mean that you're going to discard your own. At the end of the day, you may be able to fix that your own method. You would now have to check if what AI gave you is the same output that your own code is giving, right? So that is the comparison you have to make sure that you're not just copying and pasting without comparing and validating. Then you can own it. Whatever AI is giving you, can I modify it myself? If AI give you something and you don't understand it, you don't you don't use it, right? You don't use it. If you cannot modify it, if you cannot change it to adapt it to what you want, AI could give you an output and you find out that, okay, where the AI is supposed to use a particular method in SQL, you did not use it, but you understand that method. You can modify it and achieve what you want to do. Okay. All right. So this is how you can work with AI. And it's very, very important that you know how to use AI. AI is, in fact, there has never been a time learning any skill or doing work faster as it is now. There has never been a time. So that is the beauty of AI. And if you know how to use it properly, doing tasks will be, in fact, just snap of a finger, you're done. So is there any question based on this? Please ask me. Is there any question? Hello, guys. Am I still audible?
Yes, yes, yes. You can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
I don't have any good question in regards to that. You just is it on the group that will drop the PDF?
Yes, yes, I will drop it. I'll also share it over email as well.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. So AI can increase your speed, but you remain responsible for accuracy and judgment. So the work of AI is productivity, how fast you achieve things, how efficient you are, right? But you must also own the accuracy and judgment that comes with the output. So again, here, never present what you cannot verify or explain. Don't carry AI generated work and go to your CEO. He will fire you on the spot. if you cannot explain it. Do you get? So don't carry or to your manager. You must be able to explain it though. If it is AI generated and you go there to do it's going to be a problem and it's going to be obvious. Everybody wanted to use AI, but it's hard to forgive if you use AI blindly, right? It's very hard to forgive because yes, everybody's using AI, but people also expect you to have your own input in the work. They get. So all right. So this is an exercise we can brainstorm on. Overall revenue fell last quarter, but management does not know why. So this is another, it's related to the first one we've done, where sales is down by 20%. So how do you, first of all, approach this? So I'm going to share this in the group. You can just use it to brainstorm, right? It's very good that you task yourself in this kind of questions. If you succeed in asking some reasonable questions, you can use the template used in breaking down the one we did, right? Using breaking down the one we did to break this down. All right. So I'm going to share this so that you can have a look at it and brainstorm about it. But then if you can give us, if you have an idea, type your first two questions in the chat about this. Yes, guys, can we attempt this? Can we attempt this? What is the first two questions you could ask when somebody come to you? I'm going to still send this. You can do the rest of the questions, right? But I just want to see the first two questions. Overall revenue fell last quarter, but management does not know why. What is the first two questions you could ask in this situation? You can type it in the chat. Okay, just try it. Anything you put, there's nothing you put out here that is stupid. No, please don't think like that. Just what is the first two questions you could ask in this kind of case? Every question you ask is valid. Okay, so I told you data analyst asks a lot of questions and all of them are valid, so don't be afraid of asking them. So I'm waiting on the chat to see the possible questions you could ask for this particular case study. Hello, guys.
Please, we can't really see the question well.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I blocked it. Sorry,
Yeah,
I've removed it. All right. So this is the question. Overall revenue fell last quarter, but management does not know why. The first two questions you could ask in this case. Okay, fantastic. Chika, was there a delay in supply? Okay, it's a valid question. Very valid one. Any other person? Yes, guys, I'm waiting now. Okay. What factors are affecting customers' businesses to impact our receivables? What fact? Yes. Okay. Businesses to impact our receivables. This is a deep and good question. Yeah, I like this question, Victor, because this company sells to other businesses, right? And you're trying to understand from your own customer perspective what is the problem that impacts the inflow from them to your company. This is a powerful question. The first one is, what are the products that has been given the most revenue and were stocked in the last quarter? Fantastic question as well. Yeah, thank you, Gabriel. This is a good question. Yeah. Okay, I'm still waiting. If you have any other question, please add in the chat. It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting. And asking the question makes you think deeper about the problem. That's one beautiful thing about asking questions. Another person, please. Okay. Chioma Precious, what changed compared to previous quarter? Yeah, good question. Okay, good question. Yeah. You are using the previous quarter as a benchmark to understand what changed, what went wrong. Okay, this is fantastic. Awesome questions, guys. And then this one, maybe I would ask, what has been consistent revenue before last quarter, and what product had a glitch in quality control? This is great question as well. Yeah, Benita. Yeah. I like this question. So it could be that there are quality control issues with the product and it declined. All right. Then Victor asks again, are there delays in our operations? Bottlenecks to eliminate. Yeah, this is valid as well. This is valid as well. You can now check every aspect of the company operations and then find out which of them is the delay coming from. Maybe in delivery, maybe in supply, where the appropriate channel of distribution fully, okay, where the appropriate channel of distribution fully functional. Yes, divine. I like that question. Yeah, it's a valid question. Are we getting feedback of our products out there in the market space? Yes, Chika. This question is okay. Yeah. And then it connects to Benita's question that's asked on quality control. So if there is quality issue, the feedback is going to enable the business to understand it, the quality issue, right? So thank you, guys. Okay, the next one. Did pricing change in products in the last quarter? Okay, made consumers buy less of the product. Okay, yeah. Gabriel, this question is valid as well. Yeah, if pricing changed and there was less demand because of that, it's valid. Are there reduction with our customers? Okay, this is a good question, Daniel. There could be some customer attrition, customer and all that. Maybe customer switched businesses where they're getting the supplies from. Instead of buying from you, they go to another company and buy, right? So it's a very good question. In fact, it's a good question that helps you to retain your customers and make sure that they buy from you. These are fantastic questions, guys. Yeah, I think the session is going well. Any other question? Okay. I think All right. Was bonuses granted to customers? Let me see this. Was bonuses granted to customers on bulk purchase that could make them buy more? Okay. Was bonuses granted to customers on bulk purchase? Okay. This is a good question as well. Yeah. So incentives to make them come back. Okay. I get it. Yeah, it's a good question. Then does our product have a particular period in a year when it sells best and when it drops? Okay. Yeah, that's a good question because last quarter could be the second quarter. Or maybe now, when you ask this question, you find out that this product sells well in the third quarter. Yeah, it's a good question. All right. Benita, thank you for that question. Thank you for that. All right, you guys ask fantastic questions. I so much like the response I'm getting. Thank you, guys. The next one, do we have a good customer service? Yes. Perfect, Igwe. Man, this your question is very good. Yeah, do we have a good customer service? You know, customer service can cripple companies. Right? You must have a very good customer service to be able to sell your products and maintain your customers. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. Thank you guys for the questions. All right. So I will be sending this down, this slide into the group and with the recording as well, so that we can ask further questions. You can use it to brainstorm and learn more or generate more questions. Okay, so the analyst commitment. So do not aim only to complete the task, right? So, you know, when we see problems to solve, we are sometimes gingered to complete the task immediately and move on, right? So you have to slow down, understand it, ask questions, identify the data, analyze it, see the patterns, give your insights, give recommendation, and make sure you validate. All right. So I'm going to share this as well so that you go through this position assessment or assignments. So, all right, I think that's the end of this presentation. Please unmute and ask me your questions. Yeah, you can unmute, please. Ask me your questions. Ask me your questions. If you have any questions to ask me or for me. Also, in the program, right, I see some of you are doing well already. I think we are in the 4th week. Yeah, we're in the 4th week of the program. So approximately we have 2 months to go. So if you are not up to at least 33% in progress, please, you would have to give more time so that you'll be able to meet up. We still have Power BI after the SQL. We still have Power BI to learn. And Power BI is very interesting. I know many of you will find it very, very interesting. So you do as much as you can to speed up, give it more time, and then conclude. And also, before you start Power BI, it's expected that you submit the SQL capstone. Why we did it like that is because we don't want you to get overwhelmed at the end of the program because you have a capstone in SQL and a capstone in Power BI to do. It's going to be very, very overwhelming. So once you finish your capstone in SQL, you submit it. Immediately you submit it, we're going to grade it. And the second stage unlocks for you. And then you start up your Power BI. So anytime from now, we'll be expecting some of your capstone project submission so that we grade you and give you feedback. If there's something for you to tweak and change, we recommend and guide you on how to do those. Okay, so please ask me your question on mute so that we take it further and call it a night. Yeah, Chika.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, in regards to the capstone project you talked
Yeah.
about,
Yes.
I'm currently on mission 7. Like
Okay.
I don't know if you could throw more light on it because I'm a bit confused though regarding the
Oh,
project because I'm saying like project 1, I think it's up to 5 projects that are there, and there is a template for us to submit the project. And
mm,
inside those templates, I'm saying something like we have about 10 questions. So I really don't know. Like, I
okay.
just wanted to throw more light on like those areas, like so that we can be certain of what we are doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you. For the capstone project, there's
Thank
a
you.
mission for it, right? That is mission 7, right? So in that sorry, module 7, and that module has missions. So just like you have missions in other modules in the program. So each mission has set of questions that you have to answer. Do you get? You write the query, you document it, and get an output. Chika, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So each of those missions inside that module 7 has questions for you to answer. So as you're answering that question from mission 1, you are documenting it, right? You are documenting it with your output. You are documenting with your output, right? You could document it in a PDF, in a Word document. At the end of the day, you can convert it to a PDF, right? And then once you're done, you can submit it. Once you submit it, it comes to my dashboard and I see it and grade it. Did you get it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, and also in those missions, right, I added tips, those infographics there, right? Those infographics, please pay attention to it. So that infographics is going to guide you on what to do for each of the question. So you see a question,
All right.
just go to that infographics, identify the part of that infographics that tries to guide you on what to do for that particular question. So that infographics is a sort of a tip, an expo for you on what to do based on each question asked. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Chika. All right. So,
Yes, sir. I'm with you, sir.
all right. So is it clear now? Do you have a better clarity on how to approach it?
Yes, it's clear now.
Okay. All right. So as you're writing your query, you're documenting it and then taking a screenshot of your output to add there. Also, please, based on what we've taught here, your job is not just to do analysis and give me query and show me output. You can also report on the insights, right? You can report on the insights, talk about what you just try to talk about what you find out in that query. If the query does not return any result for you, right? You can say that no result found. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So every other person, please take note as well. The capstone project is in module 7, where you have to put in practice everything that you learned from module 0 to module 6. Okay, so any other question, guys? And the session, hope you got a value out of it.
Sure.
Yes,
Thank you very much, bro.
I got a value out of it. Thank
Okay,
you so much, sir.
all right. You're
Thank
welcome.
you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right, so I'm going to be sharing this slide in the group and then the recording. I'll also share it over email as well so that you can reference it later inside your Gmail account. So thank you so much for making our time for this for this session. Next week we have another one. Next week, please. It's not going to be 2 weeks now, right? We need to do it back to back to catch up. Right. Next week we have one coming up. So please turn up again. Come, let's talk and discuss. There's always learning is easier when we talk about it. So I look forward to meeting you guys again next week, Saturday. And if you have any issue at all, just drop it in that group. Within 5 to 10 minutes, I will get to respond to you. So thank you very much, everyone, for making our time. I know it was not easy, but you made the effort. I so much appreciate it. So have a good night rest, everyone.
You too, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Benita.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Yeah, good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel.